Alright, so this is me showing Android Auto in a 2013 Cadillac ATS. I had a bunch of help from a very helpful guy on the GM truck forums. He's up in Canada, so I just had to order the new radio module and the new HMI module and ship those up to him. He programmed them, sent them right back. Let's go ahead and turn that down there. So, just to show you, Android Auto is there. Comes right up just fine. Go ahead and go back. The phone works just fine. You can see it's paired to my Pixel 3. The SMS also works. Didn't have that feature before. The traffic, you will require the SiriusXM traffic subscription. OnStar, probably need an OnStar subscription for that too. PDR does not work because this is not a V. I don't have the cameras or the equipment to do anything. You hit the button, nothing happens. So I'm assuming when he flashed it, he might have used the one out of a V. Hard to say. I don't really know much about the programming procedure. Audio works just fine. Picks up radio stations, no problem. I will need to call SiriusXM, have them reactivate my subscription, even though I'm probably going to cancel it now that I have Android Auto. You will still need to do that if you would like to keep it. So, let's go on to a little bit of the installation. You'll start off by popping top panel off here, be 2 bolts there and there, and then coming down here, you're going to want to, I could not get my cup holders to pop out, which kind of made installation a little harder. No big deal though. You'll have these 2 side panel pieces here. You'll just grab them in the back and pull out. They'll start popping out all along the way, and then they just pretty much lift out. And then you'll have 2 7mm there and there, at which point you should be able to kind of shimmy this up and out of the way. Again, it's better to get the cup holders out of the way if you can. Those should just lift out with those little snap clips. They'll look a lot like those ones. Like I said, mine were really stuck in there, so didn't want to risk breaking it. Once you have all that out, you'll have 2 plugs down there for the USB port. Go ahead and unplug those, and you'll use your new USB port. I got mine out of a 2016 or 17. Then comes the fun part. With the radio and stuff out of the way, there will be a couple 7mm, one right about here and one down in there. You'll need to get those. And then coming over around the top, you'll need to pop your side panel off here. There will be 2 more 7mm that you'll need to take off. That will start freeing up the glove box assembly. Once you have these 2 out, this centerpiece here looks like this. That'll just kind of pull out, be gentle with it. It's all just held in with those snap clips. So kind of a pain, but just be gentle and take your time with it. It'll come out. Same thing with the aluminum trim piece or wood, whatever your car came with. Just held in with those snaps right about there. This one will come out before taking that one out. Once you have those out of the way, you can start taking your cabin air filter out. There will be a single Phillips screw pointing right about here. Take that out. The cabin air filter assembly, or actually this assembly right here, slides right out. This is what has your DVD player and everything in it. You'll also find along the way that GM used a bunch of these Christmas tree plug thingies. Just be careful removing those, like this one sat right in here on the DVD player. Those will hold you up. You will need to pop those out. Once you have this out and the top part out, the glove box is next, and that is held in by a series of 7mm bolts. I also went ahead and took out the one on the side. That was completely unnecessary. You don't need to do that. It'll just be a couple along the top, which you'll be able to see. You can actually see the mounting points for them there and there. You'll have full access to those once this panel is removed. Sweeping down, you'll have another one there, and then there will be 3 along the bottom. One's pretty far back, the other 2 are kind of up front. You'll also have a bunch of just plastic, and there's actually a cover plate that covers all that up. Once you have those 7mm out, it'll pull out. It's pretty stuck in there, and it also has another one of those Christmas tree fasteners on it that holds it up. You'll just need to be careful and yank it down. I found that unclipping these connectors out of this box, I'm not quite sure what this box is, but unclipping it and getting it out of the way helped a lot. Once you have this out of the way and the bottom panel out of the way, the HMI unit actually attaches to the bottom panel. Let me see if I can find that piece. There it is. So here's that bottom panel. You can see the light on it for where your foot goes. And the HMI just slides into this little cubby thing here. And you can see the little cutouts and everything for it. It just snaps into place, no screws at all. But do not install the new HMI yet, because we're not quite ready. Once you have that panel out of the way, you will come up. The radio is right up here, tucked up against the right side. Again, it is held in by some clips. I found it easier to take out the 7mm. There's 2 of them. Those hold that plastic bracket in place. Gives you a little more freedom to pull this out. Then there's just a series of plugs on the back. Let me grab the old one. You can see those plugs. There you go. So you can see the green one was not used on my car, and I believe it was the gray one was also not used. Let me double check. No, it was the brown one. The brown one was not used, along with the green one. That might vary year to year, car to car, hard to say. So you can also see I had the HMI 1.1 down there. That one is also just a series of plugs, no big deal. I did go ahead and get a IO6 HMI to match up, because I did have factory nav. You don't have to do that, especially if you just plan on using the Android Auto. I just wanted to retain full functionality, keep it as OEM as possible. So, you may also want to remove your airbag for your knees. That's just held on by 2 10mm nuts. Drops right down. Be careful, the wires are kind of taut. Don't want to be putting a whole lot of stress on those. And it might also be a good idea to disconnect your battery. I didn't. It's up to your own decision if you would like to do that or not. Aside from that, that's pretty much all there is to installing it, and it is working pretty great as far as I can tell. Just need to go through, finalize, setting everything up, getting, like I said, Sirius hooked back up and all that, and reassembling this mess. You can probably do this install. This is my first time ripping this interior apart, and I'm about an hour and a half, 2 hours in. Doing it again, I can probably do it in half hour, 45 minutes. It just took a lot of prying and wiggling and figuring out where things were to figure out how to get this interior apart. And I could not find any guides on the internet, so hopefully this will help you figure out at least some of the way. If you have any questions, I'm going to try to start a write-up in the forums, and hopefully I'll have that linked if I remember to put it in the description. If not, I'm sure some Googling will get you along the way. If you have any questions, feel free to ask below. I'll try to answer them as best as I can. Other than that, thanks for watching.